My name is Upendanais Barasa. I moved to Japan to teach English from Kenya. If you're interested, subscribe. You don't want to miss it. Come on, join the bandwagon. You don't need a bachelor's degree in education to teach English in Japan. If this doesn't convince you enough, I don't know what will. Let's get started. So requirement number 1 is a bachelor's degree. You just need a bachelor's degree in any field. It could be a doctor, it could be a farmer, a chef, a nurse, a lawyer. It doesn't matter. All you need is a bachelor's degree in any field. In fact, 90% of people who teach English here have never taught before, are not teachers by profession. This should convince you enough, right? Notice how I haven't mentioned anything to do with a diploma or a certificate. This is not a company's requirement. It is an immigration requirement, which means your visa will not even be processed because you don't have a bachelor's degree. You can't get a visa to teach here without a bachelor's degree in education, okay? Okay. Also, before I forget, sorry, I've been looking at my laptop every now and then. If you are yet to graduate, let's say you're in your last year of uni, maybe you're doing your internship and waiting to graduate at the end of the year, you can go ahead and apply for the job, but you need a letter from your university stating your name, to show that you're actually a student in that university and you'll be graduating soon. The company or whatever place you're applying to will tell you exactly what you need to do, or you could just send an email and ask them, oh, how do I go about this? I'm here to graduate. I don't have my bachelor's degree yet, and you'll be guided. But you don't have to worry about that. You can go ahead and apply as long as by the end of it all, you'll have graduated and have a bachelor's degree at hand. That's okay. All you need is a bachelor's degree, a 3 or 4 year degree. Okay? Okay. Next requirement is a passport. I can't stress this enough. I can't stress this enough. I myself have lost an opportunity to teach English in Hong Kong because I did not have my passport. I went through the interviews, very hectic, 3 stages of an interview, and because my passport was not yet ready, I missed the opportunity. I'll paint this picture for you again. When you're from Kenya, like I am, or you're American, or you're from Tanzania, from South Africa, Ghana, in your country, your ID is your identification. Internationally, your passport is your identification. This is it's the first document they're going to ask for, by the way. Even before you provide your bachelor's degree and everything, your passport. They want to know that this person actually exists and where they're from. Please don't apply to this job when you don't have your passport at hand. I'll use my friend as an example. Sorry, friend. She applied to this job as well, and she passed the first interview. She was called to the next interview and was asked to provide documents, and the first document was a passport, and she didn't have one. That's where it all ended. Imagine, you don't want to be like us. Please have your passport at hand before anything else. Don't even think of it. Get a passport. Next requirement, you need your transcripts and your certificates. Your transcripts from first year, second year, third year, fourth year. Electronic transcripts are not accepted. Even though providing your transcripts are not in the initial stages, but you will need them. So in case you've never gone back to your university to pick them physically, this is the time to go and pick them. Okay? They don't take electronic transcripts, the ones from your university portal downloaded. They don't do that. You need your original transcripts at hand together with your original bachelor's degree at hand. Okay? Okay. Next requirement, language proficiency, stroke a neutral accent. Language proficiency, let's start there. You need to understand grammar, and pronunciation. You need to understand how words are pronounced in English. Specifically, I would stress this: if you want to come to Japan, they prefer the American accent. You don't need to speak in the American accent, but know, like, understand how American and British English, differ. For example, in Kenya, we speak and we are taught, British English, but in Japan, they teach and speak American English to the students, which means you should be able to differentiate color spelling American and color British. Just small things. This is not something they will test initially, but it's very important for you to actually know how words are pronounced. Diction is very important, and spelling, pronunciation, just basic things. That's it with language proficiency, and then a neutral accent. I know we come from different parts of the world. You could be Indian, you could be Nigerian, South African, Luya, could be Tanzanian, and we all come with our accents. But you need a neutral accent, not a very heavy African accent, not a very heavy Indian accent, very heavy Kenyan accent. You need a neutral accent. When you pronounce words, can a native understand what you're saying? Or you're saying pack to mean bag? you know? such things. So you need a neutral accent. Of course, during the interview or when you're in school, as Africans, we know we code switch a lot. So if you can code switch during the interview, do the interview with your neutral accent. But when you go home, you can go back to default and speak however you want to speak. Next requirement is a driver's license. This is not, it's very optional, by the way. It's not as important, but I would say it's important if you have one. We have driving and non-driving positions when it comes to teaching English in Japan. Myself, I don't drive. I have never driven before. I've never gone to a driving school, so I can't drive a car to save my life. But if you have a driver's license, it puts you at a better position to actually get the job. And trust me, acceptance rate in Japan is 90%. That's a trick. So if you have a driver's license, the better for you. Because many positions as well to teach are in rural areas. Japan rural is not the same as African rural, so don't be worried. You won't be in the middle of nowhere, but having a driver's license is very important if you do have one. But if you don't, it's still okay. You don't have to worry. It doesn't mean you'll not get the job. You'll just be placed in a non-driving position. If you have a driver's license, you'll be placed in a driving position. And lastly, referees. Actually, the last two are not as important, but referees, you'll need 2 referees as you progress with the interview or the application process. You'll need 1 academic referee and 1 professional referee. And it's very important that these are people who can vouch for you. Academic, I mean your professor or your teacher, and then professional, someone you've actually worked with, and most importantly, your direct supervisor. So somebody who is in charge of you. These people, as you progress with the interview, they're going to be asked to fill a form. The companies will send them an email and they have to respond to that email with a form to fill. There's a form they'll have to fill. So make sure you start right now. You should be thinking of who can be my referee, who can actually vouch for me and not make me lose a job opportunity. So you just have to start brainstorming and see who is fit for that. And that's all you need. Imagine, it's that simple. That's all you need. A bachelor's degree, your passport, your transcripts, language proficiency, stroke neutral accent, a driver's license, optional, and then we have referees, academic and professional. That's it for today's video. See you again next week, same place, same time. Bye.